Update video happening right now. Cayo, Santa Maria. It's a windy one. We're talking taking a flight into Havana. Yup, the 10-hour excursion. How was it? Staying at a 4-star family resort in November. We're talking food. We're talking housey entertainment. Of course, we're talking bugs, weather, and jellyfish all on this update video. Now, I'm starting this video off at the Melia, Dunas, Cayo, Santa Maria, Estorella Beach. It's about 9:30 in the morning, and as you can see, it's windy and very cloudy. Now, it hasn't been like this pretty much the entire time I've been here. When we first landed and we arrived, yes, it was cloudy and windy and rainy, and things cleared up. A couple of days ago, the beach was absolutely fantastic and spotless. Right now, the temperature is 27 degrees. And if you're coming here, yeah, you might need to bring a light sweater for the evenings. It's slowly cooling down at night. And when I mean cooling down, 21, maybe 23 degrees early morning and nighttime. But I find that's cool for me. I'm getting spoiled and down here so much. Now, the ocean is very rough today. As you can see, there is a bit of sargassum happening, but it was kind of worse when we first got here. But the crew came out and they did clean it up. But the seaweed, when the seas are this rough, the seaweed and the sargassum is going to come and go. There's nothing they can do about it. You might see it, or when you get here, it might be gone. But the waves in the ocean looks vicious today, and it's pretty cloudy right now. It looks like high tide's actually happening right now, so it's going to be hard to navigate this beach walk. Now, a couple of days ago, my brother and I were out here. We went from here all the way to Sanctuary. Low tide. It was absolutely incredible. We hardly have any jellyfish here that I've been noticing, but down there was quite a few over by the Grand Memories. But with this rough seas, that's gonna probably scatter all the jellyfish all over the place. I've been coming here for a long time. I haven't noticed that many jellyfish since I've been coming, but maybe it's an anomaly brought on by the vicious Melissa hurricane, and it just disrupted the sea. But I don't know. When it comes to jellyfish, I'm not an expert in that category. I don't claim to be. I'm just showing you what's going on, okay? Let's talk about my excursion into Havana, taking a flight. $120 USD, flying from Los Brujas Airport into Havana. It was about a 45 to 50-minute flight, pretty smooth. There was a service on board, believe it or not, and it was just a really nice flight to see the countryside of Cuba and to see how vast it is and to see how many farms there are. That was cool. Now, we landed at the airport and we probably took, I would think it was almost a 45 to 1 hour bus ride into the heart of Havana. It's so massive. You get to see the tale of two cities when you're driving into Havana. I saw Escalades, I saw Teslas. It's so bizarre when you're driving on the streets and then you see extreme poverty. The first drop off of the excursion was some monuments to look at some old cars. That was okay. Like, I don't need to look at any more old cars. Like, I want to go into Havana and see what's going on. So for me, that was slowing me down. And then we went to a cigar place where we could go buy alcohol and cigars. Personally, I would have gotten rid of those two portions of the excursion. To me, that's just a complete waste of my time. I want to go and see what's actually happening in that city, learn about some history, and to have some free time. Eventually, we got to do that. We all do excursions for different reasons. I get it. But for me, I want to be able to go out and adventure, and I want to use my time to see what I would like to see. I know a lot of people are into history and they enjoy those facts. I've been to Cuba quite often, so I do know a lot about the country and about Havana, so I just wanted to go and see different parts. To me, it's like a time capsule. So I want to go get lost in the city. By no means, if you're coming, I think it's worth it to do an excursion once in your life, for sure, because you can learn the lay of the land and you can see what's happening and then build up some confidence to go and do your own thing. And that's what I tell people. Now, the excursion did put on a lunch. It took quite a while because when you roll in and there's 50 people waiting for food, yes, it's going to take a couple of hours, folks, so park your patience. And then finally we were allowed to go adventure off, and my brother and I absolutely loved it. My brother and I, we wanted to get lost. Took him to a place that's been making perfumes for about 200 years or plus. We just got to roam around the streets, to see the architecture, to see the beauty of the city. It's really mind-blowing once you have the opportunity to like get out and adventure, to see the old classic cars really the way they are. We got to experience so many different aspects of Havana, maybe aspects that tours wouldn't give you. At the end of our excursion, there was a hiccup. They said there was an issue with the plane. I think it was probably had to do with fuel. And then finally they came through, we got back on the plane and we touched down. Now, people are always gonna ask, do I recommend? I don't recommend, but obviously, if you have an opportunity for $120 and you can afford it, and you wanna see something off the resort, absolutely do it, because you'll only regret it when you get home 2 weeks later and you'll say to yourself, I wish I would have done that. Now, I just want to apologize if this video is getting muffled, okay? Because it's just so windy out right now. It's honestly crazy. Let's quickly talk about the bugs. Well, because it's so windy here today, obviously you're not going to have any problems with mosquitoes or no-see-ums, but I brought the bends because early in the morning and later in the evening is the witching hours for the mosquitoes. They do come out, so bring the bends. It'll only help you out. Now, let's talk about staying at a 4-star Cayo Santa Maria, Melia, Las Dunas in late November. Now, I wasn't really interested in coming back to a family resort. I'm kind of trying to focus on adult resorts, but I've been having a good time since I've been here. This resort is big, I will say that, but it's wide, but it's not that deep, so getting to the beach doesn't take a lot of time. But it's a nice resort. Now, there's a big blend of Canadians, but mostly Argentinian people, and I think it's a really nice blend of people. It's just been a lot of fun. The food quality here, I have to say, has been consistent, but I've been noticing that at most of the Melia resorts I've been going to. I don't know if it's a trend, but I'm just showing you what I see. Now, I did go into the buffet for breakfast today. I was late getting in there, so things were a little bit short, but 10 minutes later, things were stocked back up. So just remember that buffets are always the best at first thing, okay? First thing in the morning, first thing at lunch, first thing at dinner. If you're the first person in there, you're gonna get the best variety. If you're thinking you're getting food 2 hours later, guess what? Now, I think one of the bright spots of this resort is the 24-hour. I can get eggs early in the morning. I think they start at 6 or 7 o'clock. They've got great hamburgers, they've got great wine, and they've got beer. So for me, it's kind of fun to do that. Once in a while you want a French fry, they offer it. They have great alcohol quality since I've been here. Even at the beach bar, it's been great. I think the staff and the service here have been exceptional. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't recommend, I don't tell you to come, I don't tell you to stay home, but I have been enjoying myself. Let's talk entertainment at this resort. There's something that goes on almost every night. Last night was the white party. I believe it starts around 9 or 10 o'clock. They put on some dancing, tunes, and people love it, especially the Argentinian people. It was busy. They're trying to get people going in the crowd, and people like it. So there's entertainment here, and this resort is busy for late November. I'm surprised. Now, when it comes to drinks and it comes to the lobby area, I found that it's been very busy. So for people that like to be entertained, there is something going on. Even if you just want to go have some drinks up at the 24-hour lobby bar, it can get very busy, especially around 8 o'clock at night and onward. Now, this isn't a very long video. I'm actually heading to another island within the coming days. So I'm not going to tell you which place I'm going to. I'm going to keep that to myself because I don't really want resorts knowing that I'm coming. Now, a couple of things about this resort I just want to mention. Loungers and palapas at the beach. I think they probably could use more, especially if they open up both sides of this resort. But there's a guy down here early in the morning. If you want a palapa and you want a lounger, he'll accommodate you. But that's just my opinion. And if you're a beach walker, well, I think the round trip tour takes 2 to 3 hours if you're not stopping to socialize. My brother and I did it a couple of days ago at low tide. It's absolutely incredible. I just want to say thank you to all my Patreons. Michelle Smith, I believe, is my newest one. I never thought in a million years that people would like to support me like that. I do appreciate it. Anything helps. I want to thank all my subscribers. We're almost at 27,000 now. That's crazy. I'm doing what I do best, traveling around Cuba, having fun, running into subscribers like you, enjoying and sharing the stories. So if you're coming, you know exactly what you're getting into. Like I always say, I don't recommend, I'm not telling you to come, I'm not telling you to stay home, I'm only showing you what the resort has to offer when I'm here. I'm heading to another resort. See you in the next video.